monthly checks, otherwise known as UBI or GBI, plus monthly benefits including Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA benefits, the perfect scenario for millions of people. I have all the details for you in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as I'm here for you every single day with all of the latest updates, as information is changing very rapidly right now, and I am your one and only daily advocate as I'm distilling all this information down that's coming out every single day into these short videos, which I'm delivering to you a couple times every single day right here on this channel. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe right down below. It's totally free to do so, and I'm very much committed to you and this community as a whole to help you out in any way that I possibly can, as well as help you determine what is going on out there and make sure that you can take advantage of any of these money, benefits, and anything else that continues coming around as a result of all of these changes. So again, thanks so much for joining me. I truly do appreciate your support. Let's get right into the video right away and talk about monthly checks, UBI, GBI, monthly benefits, Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and VA benefits. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said this is the perfect scenario for millions of people. Why? Well, this is a good point. I want to talk about this further because I do know that the vast majority of you, or at least a large percentage of you right here in this community, do receive some of the benefits that I've been mentioning throughout the video, right? Social Security, retirement, SSDI, SSI, VA, or a variety of monthly benefits. Now, I've seen these questions down below many times. I want to talk through this in further detail, as well as discuss why this is such a perfect scenario in the event some type of monthly check would actually be administered and actually be approved. Now, let me quickly clarify. When I say monthly checks, we could be referring to any type of payment that could be falling under the category of universal basic income, UBI, guaranteed basic income, GBI, basic income, or monthly stimulus checks. It's all essentially the exact same thing with very different names. As you can see there's a variety of different names, but at the same time, it's all essentially the exact same thing. It all boils down to a monthly stipend payment on an ongoing monthly basis with essentially no strings attached. That's exactly what the stimulus checks were, the 3 that we've received so far, possibly more to come, but again, we don't really know that quite yet until we get further details out of Congress as they continue to try to sort everything out that they are currently working on right here, right now. However, we do know, as we've discussed in previous videos, I don't want to get into all the details because we've talked about this in greater detail in previous videos, but we do know that there are tons of these pilot programs popping up all around the country right now for guaranteed basic income payments. No strings attached payments, anywhere between around $500 to $1,000 generally. Sometimes they're a little more, sometimes they're a little less, but these are the general outlines of these payments. Another big thing about them, no strings attached. Just like these stimulus checks that we've already received, you get a payment going forward and you can use it on whatever you want. There's no strings attached. There's no parameters wrapped around it. There's no restrictions. There's nothing about it. It's literally just a cash payment and you can do whatever you see fit. You can save it. You can spend it. You can do whatever. It literally does not matter one bit. You can give it to somebody. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing about stimulus checks and why they were so powerful over the last couple of years here is because we got those payments and it was just like, here you go. Here's $1,200. Here's $600. Here's $1,400. Go ahead and do whatever you want. Pay down debts with it, pay bills, put it in your savings account, cash it out, and put it under your mattress. Literally anything could have been done with that money, right? So let's quickly talk about why this is the perfect scenario for all of these millions of beneficiaries receiving these monthly benefits. And again, this is going to tie perfectly into some of the questions that I continue to see down in the comments section as well. So I do know that a lot of you have been reaching out wondering, are we going to get some kind of monthly payment? Is it going to impact my monthly benefits? Is it going to replace my Social Security or SSDI or SSI payment? All right, so let me quickly answer that last question for you first, just because let's just get that one out of the way. Is it going to replace your monthly benefit as of right now? No, certainly not. It's not going to replace your Social Security. It's not going to replace your SSDI. It's not going to replace your SSI. Whatever you're currently receiving right now, it's not going to replace that in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so don't worry about that. It is not going to replace anything. But here's why it is a perfect scenario. In the event that we get a nationwide guaranteed basic income type of program, maybe monthly stimulus checks. Again, there's so many different names here that we could give these things, but essentially it is all the exact same thing. A no strings attached monthly stipend, otherwise known as payment, right? All right. So here's why they're so powerful and why we want to talk about this and why we need to focus on this and why it would be such a perfect scenario for these millions of people. Number one would be because it is that no strings attached payment. Now, as you probably know, in some instances, your Social Security benefits in some states are taxable, right? So here's the deal. You're receiving your monthly benefit, whatever it is. In some instances, it is a taxable event. If you are earning a little bit of income at the same time that you're also receiving your monthly benefit, you may be paying taxes on your monthly benefit. Not a fun situation, right? Especially when it's already tight. Money's very tight for a lot of people. And then all of a sudden at the end of the year, you're expected to pay some taxes on that. Yeah, ouch. Not a good situation when a lot of people don't even have that money saved or stored away. So in one instance, we know that the benefits are actually taxable. However, these monthly payments, whether it's a stimulus check, monthly checks, universal basic income, guaranteed basic income, whatever name we give it, doesn't really matter. The deal is with these payments, they are generally advanced refundable tax credits. In other words, just like the child tax credit. Now again, I don't want to get into too much detail about this, but I want to use this because this is a perfect example of exactly the point I'm trying to make right now. The child tax credit payments, those payments that were going out through the second half of 2021 to about 36 to 38 million families were exactly that, an advanced refundable tax credit. What does that mean? Literally, all it means is that it's a refundable tax credit, whether the person has $0 of income or $75,000 of income. Even if their income is zeroed out or their tax liability is zeroed out, they could still get it back as a refund on their tax return when they go to file taxes. But what about people who don't file taxes? What about the non-filers? Same thing happens. It's an advance. In other words, that payment would have shown up on your tax return as a refundable tax credit, but since it was being sent out as an advance, in other words, basically what they're saying, just like what they did with the stimulus checks, is they basically said, here, let's send this out as an advance. Let's give the people the money as an advance first. We'll send it out, and it'll still show up on the tax return because people need the money now, and they can't continue waiting for it until the next filing season, which is at the beginning of the following year. So the ideas that they had was, let's send the money out now, and let's call it an advance on a refundable tax credit, and then all of that can be claimed on a tax return if, in the event somebody does not get the advance, then they can just claim it there, or they can claim the other lump sum payment right there on their tax return. So that's why the child tax credit payment is a really good example, because that's exactly what we're trying to talk about here in the form of a monthly check, a guaranteed basic income, or a universal basic income, or even a monthly stimulus check. Now I get it. The child tax credit payments are not technically stimulus checks, but it gives you the same idea, whereas it's a monthly payment going out as an advance on a refundable tax credit that was going to be coming out of the IRS anyway. Kind of makes sense? So when it comes to all of these monthly benefits, here's why this is a perfect Goldilocks type of situation. Yeah, good analogy, right? I know. Not really sure where that came from. I have no idea where that idea just came from. But my point is, it's a perfect scenario. It's not too hot. It's not too cold, simply because it is a non-taxable event. As far as these monthly payments, they're non-taxable because they're tax credits, refundable tax credits. That's exactly why. They're not counted as income, they're not taxable, and they are not they're not counted as income, not taxable, and you wouldn't be paying taxes on them, right? So it would not offset other benefits. That's why this is the perfect situation. In the event one of these types of programs rolls out and it swoops up everybody under the certain income thresholds, like I've said, generally it's about $75,000, is the threshold that they've been drawing in the sand the last year or so that they've been sending out a variety of these different payments. In regards to the $1,400 stimulus check that we received in early 2021, or March or April or so of 2021, that one had an income threshold of $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a married couple. The same parameters were wrapped around the child tax credit payments. So going forward, in the event that monthly payments are actually sent out, or a universal basic income or guaranteed basic income type of program rolls out on a national level, again, these would be the same income parameters and also based on the proposals that we previously seen talking about a nationwide guaranteed basic income program, $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a married couple. Therefore, income under those thresholds would be eligible for the ongoing monthly payments every single month, whatever that happens to be, whether they decide it's $500, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, who knows what it's going to be, but these are some of the ideas that we've thrown out previously. So the best idea would be anybody with the income under these thresholds would be eligible. It would not be counted as income. It would not be taxable because remember, it's that tax credit that would be showing up on your tax return anyway. It does not offset other benefits as in Social Security, SSDI, SSI, SNAP, WIC, Medicaid, things like this. It does not offset those other benefits, just like the child tax credit. Again, another perfect example of this type of program. That's exactly what the child tax credit payments are. It's a perfect example of exactly what a guaranteed basic income program is, right? The advanced payments on a refundable tax credit. Amazing. So this would be the absolute perfect scenario for anybody receiving some type of monthly benefit. As I've been mentioning multiple times throughout this video, you know the list of benefits. This would be the perfect type of situation. Now, I know that a lot of you in this community are wondering, are we going to get a $200 raise to our benefits? Again, we've talked about that in great detail in previous videos. Again, I can really briefly say, at this point, that proposal is probably not coming back. But again, I would say go back and watch the last video that I just gave you maybe a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half ago or so, where I said $200 Social Security raise or whatever it was, and I said the truth. And in that one, I basically just said, I don't think that's coming back. But here's the deal. Even if that did happen, unfortunately, for a lot of people, it would raise your income to the point where you would then be taxable, right? You would then fall into a category where your income would be over the standard deduction, and in some instances, you would need to pay taxes on that money. Again, ouch, right? Not the situation that we'd be looking for. However, in the event that they implemented a guaranteed basic income program or monthly checks ongoing in stimulus checks or whatever they happen to name it, this would be even better because it would not bump your income up because it wouldn't be counted as income. Therefore, you would be getting all of this money ongoing every single month, and it would not be income. The best. Get what I'm saying? So anyway, for those of you that have been asking down below and wanting further clarification on this, this would be the perfect situation. Monthly checks going forward. And as we've talked about in previous videos, this is something that has already been introduced on a nationwide level previously, and we're seeing these programs all over the place, all around the country. So in the event that we see additional information on a nationwide program like this, or additional programs popping up across the country in your areas, states, cities, localities, counties, things like this, don't worry, I'll continue to keep you updated as we do get more information on these programs so that anytime something comes up that you can take advantage of, I want to make sure that I am the one right here giving you all the details and letting you know the eligibility so that you can take advantage of these programs. So again, I hope this explains it a little bit further and talking about why a universal basic income, UBI, GBI, basic income, or monthly stimulus check program would be the perfect scenario in so many different ways for fixed income beneficiaries, especially because, you know, like we talked about all the time throughout this entire video. So again, hope this explains it a little bit further, and we can only cross our fingers that Congress does something about all of this and actually helps out the people who needs it so badly right now. In fact, again, I just came across another report today talking about why the low income, the fixed income are just getting crushed right now with all of this inflation and rapidly rising food prices. Again, we can talk about that in a separate video, but again, I've seen so many reports about this lately, and it's true. It's true. I see it down in the comment section every single day. and it's just a sad situation. So anyway, hope this helps you out in some way. Thanks again for watching this. Make sure to subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other nearly 2,100 videos right here on the channel. And with that being said, let's bring Corey in to read the new list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of the fan club. By the way, if you're interested in checking out the fan club, there's a link down below in the description. Otherwise, at the top of the comment section, I will pin a comment there as well. You can just check out the link. Otherwise, Corey, take it away, and I will catch you again later in the next video. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Corey, it's all you.
Our shout-outs today are Jeanette Allen, Mrs. Teresa 1999, Renee Espinosa, Andrea Adkins, Pamela Vaught, Antone Jackson, Linda M. Barrow, Tupaculus Tucheezy, Donna Boyd, Nessa Tucker, Big Roy's YouTube channel, Svetlana Marks, Wanda Williams, Robert Sandwell, Carmen Kiputh, Paul Larkin, and Chris Solden. Thank you for being in the club.